right, guys, done working on the truck now. There was positives and there was negatives. I'll leave it at that. Back to the E30. It's not going to run in this video. We're gonna keep moving forward and other stuff, but we're focused on doing everything right and thorough. And there's a lot we need to do before it's gonna run. And this video needs to get done and get out. So yeah, Hamish is working on finishing up a video right now. Then we're gonna go buy a bunch more stuff. But I'm gonna work on drivetrain stuff right now, which means transmission, drive shaft, diff, those kind of things, like hard mechanical pieces. So here's our diff. It's a 373 LSD medium case. For some reason this came out of a manual 318i. I don't know why it had this diff in it, but it did, so we're good. It didn't, I sold the stub shafts out of it, so I found some more, threw them in the ultrasonic cleaner, they're cleaning. I'm going to clean this up, but I'm going to wait until I get the stub shaft so it's sealed. So what I'm working on now is getting that rubber bushing out so I can get a poly one in from Greg Blue Smoky. Also, a bunch of you guys commented on when I talked about lube and stuff for all the bushings. I talked to Greg about it. He watches the videos too. Thanks, Greg. And he says he kind of agrees with me a little bit on the lube of the bushings. He said you shouldn't lube the bushings into where they go. You should only lube like the bolt side. So like with those subframe, or not, trailing arm bushings that I didn't lube, or I lubed but then didn't lube, I should have only lubed the sleeve that goes inside the middle, because we want that to move. We don't actually want the rest of it to move. So I shouldn't have lubed that. So, interesting. But just food for thought on that. Probably should have lubed it, but this is a race car. I don't give a shit if it squeaks. And it's gonna get so few miles put on it that, yeah, if those bushings deteriorate in 5 years, I don't really care. So no big deal. But let's get this rubber one out and get the poly one in there. So I'm just gonna burn it, get all the rubber out, and then I'll cut what's left with a Sawzall real quick, and then we can put the poly one in. So it should be pretty easy. All right, bushing is out. It's right there. I actually lit on a fire and the metal part just like popped out of the middle, like it came up out of it. So we're all clean there. For you guys, not that I think it matters at all on this bushing, I'm gonna lube it. So we get a little bit on it, all up in there, all up in there. Take it, spread it all the way around. Oh yeah, it's that ooey gooey. Oh, I picked up a bunch of debris. Oh, it's looking like shit. I gotta put you guys down. All right, bushing is all in. Something gets cleaned up. Then I cleaned the inside here on both sides, make it nice. Because when I put the stub shafts in, the output flanges, it's that'll be covered, so I won't be able to clean it. This is one of the grosser diffs that I've seen in a while, so it probably leaks from a lot of places. But I think my move is gonna be just cleaning the hell out of it, get it as spotless as we can, and then just run it. And then if we can see where the leaks are from, then I'll replace those areas. It's probably leaking from everywhere. Well, let's make sure this diff actually works as an LSD and all that stuff. Speaking of cleaning stuff, I clean the shit out of the transmission. So we can maybe use a couple more cleans, but I'm gonna call this good for now. It's like nice. There's still, you know, if you get in there, you can find some stuff. I actually bought some paint to clean one of these, but I think this is gonna be good for now. I cleaned quite a bit in there too. You know, these are always gross and greasy. Still is, but it's less gross and greasy. But I can touch it without having my hands be disgusting. So that is a vast improvement from where it was. So I'm gonna let that sit a little longer, maybe put this in right now. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put the transmission in, get all those bolts going, and then I'll come back and work on the diff. I might take a break. As soon as Hamish is done from the video, we're gonna go buy stuff. But all right, we're back from buying junk at the AutoZone. They pretty much had everything except a slave. That's coming in tomorrow though, so we should be good. Man, this diff, it's getting cleaner, but it's still not clean. So I am thinking we're gonna drain this and dump the whole thing in the ultrasonic cleaner and let it just go for the day and see if it can make it. The amount of shit, all this stuff sitting on the ground, like these big chunks, those are off of this diff. Like this thing is like bad. Like I've never seen one this bad before. So we shall see. But hey, it's still got somewhat of an S there. There's an S down there. So definitely LSD from the beginning, which obviously it was. But so I'm gonna drain it. I'll probably just pull the cover off and then drain it, pull the stub shafts back out of it, and let it just sit in there and revitalize itself. All right, guys, welcome back. Same day as the last video. Not a whole lot's happened since then. Diego and Dylan came to hang out. Dylan brought beer, which was cool. Diego brought himself, so that's also cool. First thing I'm working on is the diff. I think I showed you last time how gross it was. I have power washed the shit out of it, and it might not look good, but at least you can see the surface of the actual diff. So I'm gonna get that painted up right now. I'm just gonna paint it right here with no cover because time is of the essence. But yeah, let's see if we can make this thing look a little better. Got the diff painted up pretty. Let that keep drying and chilling. Start working on the gas tank. This thing actually looks really good. It's got like cosmoline or something on it. So I was thinking about just leaving it alone and just keep cleaning it till it's spotless. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna touch up right here with some black paint. And then, yeah, maybe I'll touch all the stuff so that I can't see with black paint. I don't know. Fuck it, I'm just gonna paint the whole thing. I'll be back. All right, got the gas tank painted. Yeah, that was definitely the move. I could have got some more of the cosmoline. I think that's what I'm gonna call it over here, undercoating, whatever, off over there. But the rest of it, like, it's dark, so you can't really see it. Definitely not gonna put this in tonight. I'm gonna let it sit, but that looks fucking clean. Dip is still going. We still got our, here comes for the audio getting fucked. But in that gross thing is still the diff cover. I think I'm gonna paint that. I have some aluminum paint, so that's gonna be sweet. I'm fading for tonight, so I don't know how much longer I keep going. Just keep doing little stuff. Dylan's still hanging out. Hamish left. Oh, he's up there. Just put in the O2 sensor, and I don't know if we talked about this. I mean, we did, but you know, if you didn't see other videos, this is a wideband out of like a Jetta or something. It's a LSU 4.2. It's like 20 bucks on Amazon. And it just has, you know, just the standard wideband connector, but the K data just has a plug-in. So the K data itself can is a wideband controller, so it'll heat it and read it. So my whole wideband setup, I'm less than $50 into it. I don't have a gauge, but it's in the ECU, so I'm pretty stoked on that. So we got that in. I think I'm gonna tighten the V-band now. Maybe do a little, I don't know. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna look at my lists and see what I'm gonna keep working on tonight. But slowly but surely, keep plugging it away at it. Got less than, this time a week from now, I wanna be at the duct tape drags. So it's a little overwhelming, but we're gonna make this happen. All right, I'm standing in the trunk, literally standing in the trunk. Battery box is super mounted. I got 4 bolts running through it, straight into under here. Let's get you guys a light, and just go through here. Got washers on this side, and yeah, should be good. They don't be in the way of the diff. I think this is the highest point of the diff. I think it's flat from there, so should be plenty of room. And yeah, so we'll stick this in here, and it just tightens down. Look at that. From it's like, guys, this fits a regular Group 34 battery, so not like a BMW one, but or maybe like a BMW E30 front battery would be this size, or a Z3 battery or something. So I'll see what I got around, but I might end up just buying one. But where I ran the positive battery or negative battery cable to was just one of the seatbelt bolts in the back seat. So it runs just with the other ones, and there's nothing in the trunk, so it just makes it cleaner there. And it's hidden by like the fuel filler neck, so it's or vent tube or whatever up here. So still got to clean in here. There's a lot of just shit. Found some matches under the thing I pulled out, but it's just tucked under here all nice and clean and goes back through that hole underneath there. So fairly clean. I'm into this. So still a bunch of shit to strip in here, but that's for another video. I think I've talked about that a few times. I'm gonna check my list, see what I'm gonna do next. I don't know if I showed it. Nick, Eric showed up. They've been helping. We did some stuff up front. I'll show you that. But they're like, we gotta get this fucking gas tank in. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Lift arm is in the way. So I'm gonna pull jack the subframe so we can get the lift arms out of here. So, not sketchy at all.
This is so gonna work.
Of course it's gonna work.
I'm so glad it's on fucking video.
Okay, and we just slide this lift arm out of the way, but still leave it under the car. You see what we did there? So if something happens, we're safe. I'm gonna get this. I don't know if that needs to hook up like at the same time, though. Or if we can get it out really fast. Okay.
Yeah, now we can go up and around. Can we go your way? I'm like right against the seam on this side.
If we could like straighten it somewhat, yes, but without straightening it, no. This is weird because we got it out this way.
I'm all the way my way. What are you still hanging up on? The seam?
We cut.
We only do the sketchiest of sketchy here.
The DBO way.
DBO, sketch factor is high.
That's why we don't work on other people's cars.
Come on now.
Kinda going.
What else are you hanging up on? There? I'm all the way up.
I'm hitting.
I'm all the way in. Yeah, this is all the way up, but unless we can come, yeah, we can't come forward on this side at all. So, that bolt's probably long enough to get in there now. Let's at least get that center bolt in.
All right. That probably wasn't a time lapse. That was eventful. Fuel tank's in. It's very shiny. You guys want to see it? It's shiny. Oh, it's tight. Wait for it. It's shiny. Look at how shiny it is. But oh, sorry, microphone's hitting an axle. Might have been some good noises. Yeah, I'm gonna turn you off for now, and then hook up some more fuel lines. Maybe put a trans in, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like my wife wants to see me at some point. We will see though, if she gets her way. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, calling it in for the night. We tried to get the trans in. I don't know. I got the trans in by myself twice. The first time it didn't like go all the way on, but I got the input shaft in. There's 3 of us working on it. The engine tilted, had the engine mounts looser than they ever were, and it just doesn't fit. It hits the trans tunnel. So I don't know what the fuck has changed, but it doesn't fit anymore. So next time I'll work on it, not tomorrow, but Sunday. We'll just lower the subframe a little bit. There's a little bit of room for the turbo to go down. If we just lower it like 2 or 3 inches, just get the trans on. Kind of sucks for future stuff because that was the whole point, is it's to be really easy to pull the trans because the exhaust comes out the fender and there's no, not gonna be any heat shields or anything. But yeah. But we got the front, it's not together, it's mocked up though. So we got this is the headlight valence, I guess we'll call it, that goes here and connects. This had brackets that went from like right here into the core support. We broke those off to put the intercooler in. So when this will be on, it'll only be held up by these corner things. This is a grill piece on both sides. And then the lower valence actually screws to it though. So it'll hold it a little bit. And that'll be tight to the intercooler. I don't actually have to cut this. So Dane's car was cut. If you look at this one, it fits behind it. This is pretty much in place. So it's like super hidden. Then Nick and I came up with, I should say mainly Nick, because I wanted to put this in the driver's side wheel well, that we take our new fresh oil cooler and we bring it all the way up to about right there. So it's kind of sticks below it in the front just a little bit, but it'll be like that from the top, and we'll just build a bracket off the bumper underneath on each side. And then there's a plastic trim piece that covers, you know, the whole length of the bumper and covers the top of this. So I'll just end up with this much hanging down. We'll shorten the passenger side line there so it doesn't stick out as far. And I'll just paint all this stuff black. And I think it's going to be fairly good. So we got all that on right in here. So these lines go in, and oh yeah, it's really dark in there. But I use the factory oil cooler thing. Here's another set of one. Those two right there, I got dash 10 fittings that with that thread on the other side. So those AN lines just go right into that filter housing and come right out. So done that. It's coming together. It's like these little things, like it felt like I didn't do anything, but just do enough of these little things and all of a sudden it's going to be a car. Oh, damn it.
You're filming the opposite direction. I like saw your phone. I'm like,
alright guys, welcome back to the video. It is Sunday morning, a little after 10 o'clock. I'm the only one here yet. Probably going to give Hamish a call soon and be like, oh yeah bro, let's do this. What we're going to start this off with is a little bit of cleaning. Get a little bit of space back, organize things, get tools where they need to be a little bit. I think I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes. See how much better I can make it. No point in showing you guys where we're at. But then, I play fantasy football. Pretty sure I've told you guys that a bunch of times. In one of my leagues, what we do is the amount of points that you lose by each week is a certain amount of shots that the other person can give you anytime during the next week. And I got to take 3 shots this morning. So, clean a little bit, go buy some booze, come back, take a few shots, and we'll get to work on the E30. Alright guys, did some cleaning, got poop in a group, went and bought some some imported black velvet. Decided I'll have more money for cars if we drink shitty alcohol, so went for that. So I gotta take 3 shots, how it works, we gotta Snapchat them to the group so that, you know, there's proof that it happened. Probably just gonna show you guys one of them, and then we'll get to car building. So. All right, Jared. Cheers. Oh, that's horrible. So yeah, one down. So guys, we couldn't get it in last night. I think I talked about that a little bit ago. That's what she said, or no, that's what he said about her.
Brilliant.
But my plan, I think, we lowered the lift down a little bit and put a pull jack right here. And we're gonna take these bolts out in the back, and then we're gonna lift the car slightly and have it just bend on the front. I might loosen the front just a little bit so it doesn't snap anything. But see if we can get a little bit better angle, and then we're just gonna slap this bitch on real quick. Be right back.
Yeah.
All right, Ham, entertain the people.
All right. Looks like we've taken bolts off the subframe and loosened bolts, and now we're going up. Didn't see a lot of droop there.
All right, pry bar.
It's angry. Yeah, you got like a millimeter of that. It's so strange.
What?
Why it's like suddenly not working.
It is strange.
Oh yeah.
All right, so now stop what you're doing and go to the plate and adjust the plate.
The plate.
Yeah, the plate between the trans and the engine.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Lined up on that dial.
Getting there.
Okay, so line up the other one. Cool. Well, that was way easier. I think we figured it out as the exhaust. So if we want to pull the trans with it being in the car, we just have to pull the exhaust off, which makes sense-ish. All right. Find bolts and bolt this motherfucker in.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Trans is in. Subframe's back up. Feeling good about that. Trying to do the shifter stuff. So this was an early car, and they would normally have a plate on the transmission. That is the shifter. Like everything mounts to the transmission itself. Nothing mounts to the body of the car. This is a late model or later model transmission, so it doesn't have a place for that plate. So it has this part that bolts into the car. But I don't have the teeth on the body and the transmission that clip in here so that it mounts at 2 points. So I just have this one nut. So I'm thinking it's not going to be all that stable. So I'm trying to figure out a solution, and I'm thinking maybe I just weld this whole thing into the car, maybe. But this also has a shit bushing in it. So there is that. So we're working on figuring out a solution. I think it's also bent, so I'm gonna smash this a little bit flatter, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. We're see about getting a chassis mount for this car, but right now we're gonna do with what we have. I didn't have a cup or a shifter in it, so I went to go find one. Got a brand new cup, which should be cool. And then I went to go look for shifters, and check out what I found. This is actually pretty interesting. This one was installed backwards, so I don't know who did that. But if you look at these two, see how long this is from here compared to how short that is right there? So this would make this shifter like a substantially shorter throw. So that's the one we're gonna put in the car. All right, so it's definitely opposite with my thinking. The shorter that is right there, the longer the throw is. So I'm gonna use that other one that was longer. All right, so transmission fully installed and drive shaft pretty much installed. We got the shifter stuff all figured out. It's pretty crappy materials. Like all the bushings are pretty shot, so it's gonna need an overhaul here on the back, but we'll be okay. Also, with this shifter, I couldn't possibly have like a shorter throw. It's like just about to hit the drive shaft, if you can see. So hopefully that feels pretty good. We got our brand new trans cross member with our poly mounts, or Delrin, whatever that black is, 95A. I don't know, not a big pro guy on that. Still need to tighten these two bolts for the center support bearing, but we'll do that after we get our diff in. Speaking of the diff, it ended up turning out awesome. So there's the cover, I repainted it with aluminum paint, and the black paint down there, it just came out great. So I was gonna clean the hardware in the cleaner, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So just need some RTV, and then we can put that cover on and be there. But before we do any of that, Hamish and I are gonna go buy an E38. So we'll probably just show it to you in this video. Fuck it. So we're gonna go do that now. All right, loaded up, ready to go. So I'll explain a little bit about this car to you guys. It just popped up. It was a good deal. The guy was asking 800 bucks. I got him down to 600 for it. It's an 01 So it's got a widescreen nav, which is cool. The red and clear taillights, which is cool. Oh, I got a stuff in the mag. Engine's good, trans is good. I've sold this guy parts for this car before. He had another one of his cars stolen, and the key and the title for this car were in that car. So he's been trying to find a way to get a title for it for a really long time. The DMV is not helpful, and so I reached out. We were able to strike a deal, and we made it work. And yeah, so the cats should be worth at least the 600 bucks that I paid, and now we have a ton of spare parts for the Gambler E38 and some other stuff that I can sell. So it should be pretty good. A win overall, and it didn't cost us much time. We should be gone from the shop maybe like an hour total, and yeah. So see you guys when we get back there. We're not going to load this. We're not going to do anything with this right now. I'll probably try and get the cash back out of the cats before I go to down to Tucson this next week. But besides that, we're just go park the car or park the Pathfinder and be done.
Almost, but not quite.
We did more speed.
Felt good.
Just do it again.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I would like to move it onto the trailer more.
Like backwards? Okay.
All right. It's loaded.
Yeah.
Let's strap her down, go back to the shop, not look at this thing, and move on.
Yep.
All right. We didn't show you much, and that was a massive struggle, but Hamish and I worked our asses off, and we got a diff in. This ear back here, or I guess the mounting for the ear right here, was very bent. And if you remember this car, when it first came and I was showing you guys when it still had the small case diff and stuff in it, that whole ear was broken off of the diff that was there. And I think somehow with that, it just had killed that. So first we tried to get it on, and we couldn't line up to the drive shaft and to that, like none of the holes were lined up to mount the diff to the subframe. So we took the diff back out and then tried to like hammer this thing and forever. And then we got it close, but then we couldn't get the bolts to go in. And then I cross-threaded one of the bolts and I had to re-tap it from the bottom all the way through it. And then finally I was like, what if, so then I pulled the bolt out of the cover, I let it just droop slightly and just messed with it that way, and I got those 4 bolts in. And then I got that in, and now we're there. So we have axles that are tight, we have a diff that's fully bolted up, it's full of fluid, it's a 373 LSD, painted the shit out of it, looks great. Our drive shaft is in, we moved it. It needed to be a little bit shorter because I didn't have a Guibo on this transmission, so I grabbed a ZF one, which I'm pretty sure is a little bit thicker. It's the same pattern, but it's just a little bit thicker. So that's cool. Yeah. So I think that completes the drivetrain pretty much. I was looking at my list. I still need to do a valve adjustment, and I need a throttle cable that works. But I'm calling the drivetrain pretty much done. And that's also going to do it for this video, so Hamish can get it edited and get it up today. So this one is same day video. And then I think I'm going to take a break for a little bit, and then I'm going to hit this hard tonight. I think I'm going to just stay here tonight and just work my fucking ass off. So
Animal.
it's getting there. I think in the next video we're going to complete the fuel system and some more stuff. At this point it can't just be like, this is the system we're going to do. Like, we just have to do
Everything.
all of it. So I still think there is a chance that this thing could be enough to run tomorrow.
Yeah. And it's damn near close to driving, seeing as we've done a lot of drivetrain stuff too.
Yeah. It's got a shifter in it.
Yeah, it does.
No slave. We can go pick that up. We can pick that up tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's on the hydraulics list. That's not on the drivetrain list. So I tried some of those. Hold on, where's that? These White Claw Surges. They're not very good, but they are 8%. So I don't know. I got a 12 pack of them, so I'll at least give them that much of a try. I think this is the first or the second one that I had. Maybe this is still the first one. I haven't had very much of it.
They do the job though.
Yeah. And I also forgot to take those other 2 shots for Jared. So for fantasy football stuff. So I gotta take those. Stressful. I appreciate you guys. It's working. It's Sunday. We don't have many days left.
Yeah, this Thursday.
It's gonna happen. I'm not gonna fucking fail. We did go pick up that E38 though with the Pathfinder. So we could always just tow the E30 all the way to Arizona with a Pathfinder. It's got AC. It stores stuff.
It's something. Did you get a tracking info or anything from the...
It's not shipping till tomorrow. So, and also I paid with PayPal because that's how their thing was set up, and it used like my old email address somehow from when I was like in college. So it's not even gonna email me tracking. I'm gonna have to like call him and try to figure it out.
Bummer.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Other problems. We gotta work on this.
Cool.
This is the thing.
Yeah. Tomorrow it runs.